Coming up on Sports Central, gentlemen, choose your weapons, whether it be a lumber sandwich or some old-fashioned elbow grease. Edmonton pledging to bleed Oiler blue in Game 5. St. Louis has been singing the blues in their series with the Sharks, and the Human Shield is the man most responsible for all of that pain. It's simple. Simon turns into a simpleton as the Caps begin to crack. Goal is spelled JR. The Coyotes down to their last howl. The postman always rings twice, but in Game 4 it rang 3 times for the Sens as they look for more good puck luck in Game 5. The Raptors will try and nix New York with help from the hands of T-Mac. And yes, they've also got Air Canada to try and point the way. Hey, if the week's been a pain in the butt, sit back and relax. Sports Central coming up next. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Toth, along with my good friend Jamie Campbell. Welcome to the playoff edition of Sports Central. Hey, buddy, it seems like we've spent all day long together because we have. We were at the movies this afternoon with our director, Michelle Jones, kind of a double date. Don't think I didn't notice that you sat in between myself and Michelle.
She asked me to. She said you're too touchy-feely.
All hands, huh?
We're going to get touchy-feely with the fearsome foursome behind us a little later on in the show and get their analysis on the games tonight. We're going to go to dinner with Darcy Tucker, believe it or not. An interesting story forthcoming there, but the story in Edmonton is that that team's on the brink.
Yes, they are. There were a lot of questions going into Game 5 of the Dallas-Edmonton series. Could the Oilers stave off elimination? Would Dallas win and buy themselves a playoff break? But the most important question of all is this: Glenn Sather's last game as general manager of the Oilers. There are rumors Sather is finally ready to leave the city he loves to take a bite out of the Big Apple and take over the New York Rangers. That issue will be answered in the offseason, but if the Oilers don't win, yes, the offseason will begin tonight. Let's take a look at the highlights. Kevin Lowe, he's got his playoff game face on. He always does, and Billy Guerin knows it's do or die for the Oil. First period, Joe Nieuwendyk in front. Sean Brown and Tom Poti get the sticks up. And who's going to get the penalty there? It's Brown. He gets 4 minutes, in fact, as Joe hit the ice in a big, big way. You got to bleed Dallas Star Green or whatever the heck you want to bleed in a playoff game. Second period starts in a power play. Poti with a giveaway. Gavey breaks in. Salo with a poke check, just like you know who, Johnny Bauer. That's what we always say. So we're scoreless. Dallas in the power play, though. Langenbrunner, there he is. He beats Salo, and it was 1-0 for the Big D. Now, halfway through the second period, Morrow goes to work on Doug Waite. And Wade had to leave the game with back spasms. That is not good for the Edmonton Oilers. Don't have to tell you that. Marchand now on the backhand, and Eddie the Eagle gets just a piece of this puck, but Marchand keeps whacking away, and all that whacking and hacking pays off. He ties the game at 1 apiece. Buck 27 after that. Modano goes to the big man with a plan. Darian Hatcher scores. And it was 2-1 for the Big D. Early in the third period, Dowd off of Hatcher's skate, deflecting past Belfour. Hey, you got to be good to be lucky. You got to be lucky to be good. You know the story, and the story is tied at 2. Doug Waite returns now with 13 minutes left. The back's still hurting, but these are the playoffs, baby. Under 5 minutes left, though. Yes, the incredible Hall. There he is. He says, I really don't like playing the NHL the way it is now, but Kevin Lowe absolutely hates the way it's going because Brett Hall beats him. Yeah, Hall, he says, I like the old days where I could get 70 or 80 goals. Doesn't get 70 or 80, but he still scores in crunch time. He does it again. Brett Hall, his 7th career postseason game-winning goal. And by the way, Ed Belfour gives himself a pretty good birthday present. He celebrates his 35th, making 24 saves. The Big D moves on. The Oilers going home.
We will revisit that game later in the show and get some reaction as well. Thanks to his tenure in St. Louis, this year's edition of the Blues has Mike Keenan's fingerprints all over the roster. The President's Trophy winners were on the brink of elimination against San Jose. Funny how the last team to claim the regular season title and then lose in the first round was the 1991 Chicago Blackhawks, a team coached by Mike Keenan. I smell a conspiracy here. Oh, and Nolan, get it rolling, baby. He scored 4 goals in his first 4 games. Pavel Demitra still, of course, nursing the concussion. In the first, it's Ellett. From the point, he stopped, but guess who is not? Ladislav Nagy, ex of the Halifax Mooseheads, gets his first NHL playoff goal. It's a 1-0 Blues lead on a power play. Big Al McInnes, big drive. Nice goal. It's 2-zip St. Louis. They are seemingly rolling. More from the Blues. Richard Pearson from a terrible angle, but you know what? He'll take his chances. 3 goals on 4 shots in a 3-minute span. It's 3-zip. Can Mr. Pronger get mean tonight without taking a penalty? Yes, according to Dave Lowry, who takes the cross check. It was 3-1 in the second. Jeff Friesen, great wheels, spins around the goal and puts it off Jeff Finley's skate. 3-2 St. Louis. still leads it. On a power play, though, here come the Sharks. Dan Foose to Brad Stewart, one-timer. And we have a 3-3 hockey game just like that after 2 periods. There is some elation in San Jose. In the third, Mateau belts Lubos Bartechko from behind. That is dangerous and ugly, too. Bartechko had to leave the game. Mateau gets 2 minutes in the box. On the power play, guess who? Chris Pronger pinching in and making it a 4-3 hockey game. Inevitably, it's a 5-3 win for the St. Louis Blues, who stave off elimination. The Blues headliners came through in this one. McInnes with a goal and an assist. Turgeon had 2 assists. Pronger spent only 2 minutes in the penalty box and, of course, scored a big goal as well. It's off to San Jose for Game 6 on Sunday.
It came to me, and you know, it was just one of those times where you could walk into it. The puck was still a little bit on end. I think it was maybe some kind of a knuckler, but it's nice to contribute. I've had a lot of shots on net, and I haven't had much success, but it's nice to get that first one. We are a young hockey club, and you know, maybe that's one thing that we don't have going for us is experience. But you know, these guys, we relied on them all year long. They've done the job for us all year, and the only way they're going to get better is to play in the playoffs and play in situations maybe they're not used to and get some experience.
All right, from the chopper to the big bopper. There he is. Jaromir Jagr leads all scorers with 9 points. And how about the super rook, Jeff Halpern? He scored the Game 4 winner. He's like John Bruce. Remember that guy the Capitals brought in? He scored all those playoff goals. The ice is melting. And let's see if the players are going to heat it up, too. A minute into the first, Zednik down the wing, wires it off the post. We've seen that before in that Toronto-Ottawa series. 5:52 into the first. Bam Bam goes to Tyler Wright. The right stuff. And it was 1-0 for the Popper Penguins. Then Sergei Gonchar is going to absolutely wire this thing. Oh, he had one spot to put that puppy, and that's exactly where he put it. We're tied at 1 apiece. Now, Chris Simon going psycho. Yes, American Psycho. Didn't like the movie. Don't like the act that Chris Simon is doing there. That's not going to help his team. He gets a 10-minute misconduct. He needs to be on the ice and score goals. He had 29 in the regular season. Second period, Zednik nailing Jagr from behind. No call in the play. He's a little shaken, but not stirred, because in the third period, look at this now. Jaromir Jagr telling Martin Straka he needs the puck, and he gets it over there. And then Jagr telling the coaching staff, look, everybody should know this. I need the puck. Got to have that puck, baby. He goes over and says to Eddie Johnson, when I'm in a position to do something big, that's when I need the puck. Give the guy the puck, please. Give him the puck right here. All right, he's got that goal scorer's grin because he knew he's lucky, and this guy is wondering about his future now. Ron Wilson going home, maybe not coming back. That is a concern for him because you wonder now if he's going to be back as coach of the Capitals. But this is just capital from a Pittsburgh perspective because they win in 5, and the Penguins have won 5 of 6 playoff series against the Caps over the past 10 years. Check out the numbers now, the nasty numbers of Jaromir. He tops the league playoff parade now with 3 goals and 7 helpers, and he has some rather interesting thoughts on the GWG tonight. Let's listen.
Wow, I'm good. That's what I said. Meant it at school like that. I said, wow. I was practicing that all week long. And those guys, they were getting so tired because I was hitting their knees and pads and
just hit me in a bad spot and it went in the net. You know, I seen it coming. I know it's there, and I know the guy is there behind me, so can't really blame anything but myself for putting it in the net.
A candid Jaromir Jagr. Candid cameras on Sean Burke, a big game, Phoenix, Colorado. Michael Renberg in alone. Patrick Roy on his knees. He says no. At the other end, Mr. Forsberg busting towards the goal, tries the wraparound, fights off Carney, but he can't squeeze it in. Bob Francis is thankful. In the second, here's Roy at his best once again. Stops Dallas Drake. Mike Sullivan with a chance. Absolutely no, says Patrick, who is a money goaltender. Here come the Coyotes. And it's Jeremy Roenick, great speed, big windup, he scores. Second of the playoffs for JR. It's a 1-0 Phoenix lead with a 2-on-1. Here comes Colorado. Forsberg feathers to Ozolinsh, and he's got a wide open cage to tie this thing at 1. And, excuse me, too much sugar in your diet, young man. In the third, here's Adam Foote from the point. Gets the shot away, it's a knuckler, and Peter Forsberg gets a piece of it. Forsberg with his first 2-1 Colorado leads. At last minute, Tkachuk gets it in front. Roenick is stopped. Roy holding his ground, as you would expect from Sir Patrick, and afterwards he tells Roenick, I'm sorry, Jeremy, I can't hear you. I've got 2 Stanley Cup rings in my ears. How about this? The Avalanche sporting an 18-3-1 record since March 2. They are on a roll, and they are rolling on to the next round. Phoenix is gone. And as Kevin Quinn mentioned during the broadcast, they're a terrible playoff team. They haven't won since they were the Winnipeg Jets back in 1987 when they took Calgary in the first round and then were swept by the Edmonton Oilers. Let's get a word from Peter the Great.
We had to end it tonight. They down there, we thought we were going to do it, but we got off a really bad start in the first period. And tonight, it's always great to come home and try to finish it. And I thought we kind of came out kind of flat, but after a while, we picked it up and got the big goal in the end of second there. And after that, I thought we played better, and that was a big win. Going down there wouldn't be any fun at all.
All right, our hockey crew is standing by, and wow, they're good. And there are some new faces to talk about in the Leafs lineup as we check out that Senators series. Maple Leaf Darcy Tucker has some serious superstitions that he absolutely lives by. Very interesting story coming up when we come back. And oh yes, basketball as well. The Knicks and Raptors get set to get it on.
This edition of Sports Central brought to you by Canadian Tires.